All right, so this is the explanation for determining the names and formulas of covalent compounds. All right, so first off, if we take a look here, this table at the top gives us the prefixes for the different numbers of atoms. And I do want to highlight here, it says for mono, it's never for the first element in the formula. Again, that's a really good reminder there. Okay, so if we scroll down here, for number 1, it says the table shows the prefixes using binary compounds. Notice that each prefix corresponds to a certain number of atoms. These prefixes are also used in names for many geometric figures, which you probably are familiar with. All right, for example, a triangle has 3, prefix tri signifies 3. All right, so a pentagon has 5 sides, right, which is how we get the prefix penta for 5. A hexagon, as you guessed it, has 6 sides, and an octagon has 8 sides. All right, so that's how we get the prefix penta, 5, hexa, 6, octa, 8. All right, so then it says for number 2, look at the drawing of the molecules above, labeled A through E. Okay, for each molecule, tell how many of each atom are present, and then write the name of the compound using the prefix in the table. In each case, the central atom is named first. Okay, so if we look right here at A, we can see that we have 1 nitrogen. All right, we can see we have 1 nitrogen, we have 3 iodines. Okay, we have 3 iodines. Now, when we're naming this, central atom first, so the central atom is going to be that nitrogen. So since nitrogen is a 1, again, we write nitrogen. 3 is tri, so it'd be triiodide. Triiodide. Okay, for B here, for B we have 1 carbon and 2 sulfur. 1 carbon, 2 sulfur. So we have carbon disulfide, right? Because that second name has to end in that IDE. For C right here, for C, it's a little bit more complicated. We have 2 nitrogens, right? And those are our central atoms. We have 2 nitrogens and 4 oxygens, all right? So we have dinitrogen, right? 2 nitrogen. 4 is tetra, and then we go tetroxide. Tetroxide, okay? For D here, for D, okay, we have 1 silicone in the middle surrounded by 6 fluorines. Okay, so since silicone's by itself, we just write silicone. 6 is hexa, so we write silicone hexafluoride. Hexafluoride. For this last one here, we have 1 oxygen, and it is surrounded by 2 fluorines. All right, so again, since oxygen's by itself, we just write oxygen. 2 is di, fluorine changes to fluoride. Okay, so we have oxygen, difluoride. All right, so that's all the letters for the images above. Now, for 3 here, it says for each compound listed below, tell how many of each atom are present, and then the total number of atoms per molecule. Then obviously we have to name the compound, right? When we name the compound, we name the first element first, and then the second element, all right, depending on, obviously, the subscripts associated with it. So for this, it's saying we have 4 phosphorus atoms, right? We have 4 phosphorus atoms, we have 10 oxygen atoms, and we have 14 atoms total for this molecule, right? So when we write this out, it is tetraphosphorus, right? 4 phosphorus, deca or decoxide, right? 10 oxygens. Okay, so 4 phosphorus, 10 oxygen, 14 total, right? And that gives us tetraphosphorus decoxide. Now for this one, we have 2 sulfurs. We have 2 sulfur, 7 oxygens. All right, so 2 plus 7 is obviously 9. So we have 9 atoms total. right? And in order to say 2 sulfur, we say disulfur. And then 7 oxygens becomes heptaoxide, right? Because oxygen ends in IDE when it's the second element. For this last one here, C, we have 3 silicones. Okay, so 3 silicones, 8 hydrogens. We have 11 atoms total. We have 11 atoms total, right? So in order to say 3 silicone, we say trisilicone. 8 hydrogen becomes octahydride, right? It's got to end in that IDE. Okay, so that is number 3 for you. Okay, and then number 4 is what we worked on Thursday. What's the formula for each compound listed below? You write the element and you write the prefix as the subscript if there is a prefix. Obviously, we exclude monos. So for tetrasulfur, it's saying we have sulfur and we have 4 of them. Dinitride, nitrogen, and there's 2 of them. Right, so tetrasulfur, 4 sulfur, 2 nitrogen, so S4N2. For this last one here, we have dichlorine, so Cl, and there's 2 of them, monoxide, right? So O. We do not write a subscript 1. All right, so again, take a look. Those are all the answers. Okay, again, the biggest key is paying attention to the rules and paying attention to when you need to add a prefix, when you need to change to IDE. Again, all those rules that we covered in our notes on covalent bonding. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.